Well, hello my YouTube friend. Today it is with the utter pleasure that I'm going to present you this video about two knives that I scored, and actually those were my best scores of Blade 2016. And starting from there, just before the show, people asked me, what is your ultimate goal? I mean, what are you aiming for that show? It was kind of hard to answer, thoroughly, but I just had one thing in mind. If I had to pick one knife that I really wanted, that would have been a mini Persian. And actually, what you have in front of you is a mini Persian, and that was clearly my first score of the show. So that right there made my show worthy. Clearly, I mean, that was really the knife that I wanted to get. To me, you know how it is. Before that, I thought it was almost impossible because I'm searching for those. They're almost impossible to get, as you know. So I really didn't hold my breath too much on it. But that was a dream, And then after that, whatever could come after would be like the icing on the cake. And I would argue that the icing on the cake is as tasty as the taste as the cake itself, because this is what I got just an hour after scoring this beautiful mini Persian. So imagine my joy after those great shows, because it won't come as a surprise for you. I am absolutely in awe of Gerry's work. I'm not a fanboy. You know how I am. I mean, it's nothing that I'm revealing to you. I absolutely adore his knives, but not all. I mean, you take, for example, some design like the intake, even worse, the exo. Those design really I have hard time to appreciate that. So, I had an exo, I had to resell it. I mean, those design, they don't do it for me. But what I like about Gerry, and when I like his design, it's something else. I mean, I cannot compare it to any other maker. Just like with Bob Traswola, for example. I absolutely adore some of his design, and when I adore them, it's really, high. It's more than what I get with other maker. Gerry is like probably the new generation of Mayo with more style and more curvature, more sexiness, I would say. But the idea is the same. This is a man that works with simple material, and especially with those whole pattern. It's kind of a good reminiscence of Mayo, so the example is well, I think. But his knives are like organic shapes, simple, with no craziness. You know how it is, just like beautiful women, for example. When you just put them a lot of makeup, when you dress them with the best, dress that you can find and everything, and they're gonna be like some women that are just average will appear to be absolutely beautiful because they're gonna be, like a lot of makeup and a lot of dressing. The same happens with knife. You can make some crazy compound grind, use some crazy expensive material, and do like a lot of craziness in them from something that will be average. You may have something that will be that will appear as beautiful, but just take the woman when they wake up, in the morning, and when you look at her and you say that, oh man, you are so beautiful, just without makeup, without nothing. That's pure and real beauty, and that's the harder to get. And this is exactly what's happening with Gerry's knife. You find pure beauty in the perfection of the lines, in those simple grind. Look at that. I mean, all his grind have almost a signature grind. A really nice line that goes up to the spine there. A small flat, not really a big flat. On the Persian you don't have it, but on most of his knives he's got a delicate and small swedge that is usually a little bit polished compared to the rest of the grind, and then a big main grind all the way around with, look at that, a big hollow. And this is why I like his end rub better than the Damascus or other, the best hand rubbed in the market. You won't find You won't find, I dare you to find anyone that does a better hand rub than Gerry McGinnis. And the grind with the big hollow like that, they don't accept imperfection. So if you have anything like a smaller bump whatsoever, that will appear. And I can tell you something, it never happens with Gerry's knives, never. And this is a guy that is like, I don't know, like 20, in this 26 years old, 27. He started making knives when he was in college. That is just incredible. He created something that no one did. As of now, I have never seen anybody does knives like him. He makes mid-take that are, the quality is so good. I think if I had to say one thing probably that he, to me, is a bit of mistake, that his mid-take line. Why is that? Because he takes a design that is his usual design, like the EXO, for example, or the valve, and he makes such a good mid-take that it's really hard to make the difference sometimes between the custom, especially for the handle and the mechanism. They're so close to each other that it's hard. I would do something, I mean, I'm no knife maker and I have absolutely no advice to give to somebody that is just doing great, but this is something, it's not even, a con, what I say. But in order to make the difference more important with the custom, I would say that maybe it would be better to have a design dedicated to his mid-takes, especially since now he's using mainly the CNC for the handle, which is absolutely not a problem. This is 100% custom knife. There is no doubt to me about it. Even if he uses the CNC, it doesn't make any change for me. So, simplistic knife, organic shapes, just great design with a lot. Every one of his design has some curvature. Even if this one, the Notorious, is one of the straightest with the intake probably, you still have, some curves here, some curves here. Even if the overall aspect is like straight, it's not. You have some curves here. You have the recurve on the blade, the curve of the... really truly organic shape. And what is to say about this Persian? Look at that. Boom, boom, some roundness for everywhere. I absolutely adore those lines. Adore them. Then, about his action. They're absolutely all perfect. Smooth as butter. And again, is it necessary to say it again? The smoothness is not when the blade falls by its own weight. You see here, it's ridiculous to expect this blade to fall by its own weight because first of all, it's on washers as the vast majority of Gerry's knives. The smoothness, you get it when you do that. The sound of silence. You hear nothing. You feel nothing. It's just absolutely smoothness. This is where you find the smoothness. When you have a blade that falls by its own weight, and if you do that, sometimes you will feel some resistance. You will hear some delicate noise or whatever. This is not smoothness. This is pure smoothness. The same is with any of his knives. No noise. That's perfect. I absolutely adore that. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to present those two. It's already 8 minutes something, but actually we are presenting that. Yeah, this is exactly what I love. Those two knives are absolutely fantastic. And since I went out from the show, this little sucker is the knife that became my new companion. Why is that, would you say? Because it's a mini, but this one is a mini also. But look at the difference between those two mini. Why is that? I don't know. Gerry, if you watch my video, please explain me why this is a mini Notorious. If we had to put a mini Peligro, it would be in between the size. But look at that. If I lose the angle, look how different those are. And again, if you take the regular size Notorious and the regular size Persian, they're all the same, okay? So I don't understand that, but whatever. This is just fantastic. This size is great. Why is that, would you say? Okay, I'm gonna make the demonstration. Look at that. This goes here. And since I left the show, look at that. It's exactly the size of the, look at that. I mean, it goes to the top of the clip. Look how beautiful it is. I mean, you can tell, you couldn't tell it's a knife. Look at that. You could tell it's a span or whatever, or something that brings some beauty of this pocket. And then again, you can put, I mean, this knife or whatever. You can really put whatever knife you want to put. They're all, you know, separate. But this, finding a knife that fits this pocket like that just perfectly is just insanity for me. And this is why this little sucker never went out from my pocket since I went out from, I came out from Blade. Yeah, the action as usual, perfect. Look at this engagement. What more can you ask for it? Just great, absolutely no stickness. Centering, as you can expect, is spot on. Detent is unbreakable. Man, what can I say? They're all the same. They're all as perfect. Look at that. I mean, early and secure. There is absolutely no blade play whatsoever. It's rock solid. The stop pin is internal as usual with his knife. This is a choice, but yeah, you know, it's. I don't care. I like, as usual, the jimping of his knives. It's a big jimping, like that. Really like it. It creates something that is unique also, something that you don't find with the other maker. I like his frame lock because they're great. I like his line and lock because they're great too. Man, that guy is truly an amazing, amazing maker. Now there is one knife that is missing from him, and I really want to add it here in the collection, and that is the Mini Peligro. The Mini Peligro drove me crazy. That was probably for me the knife of the show. That's what I wanted to have, but I didn't know how beautiful was the Mini Peligro. So I lost the chance to get it. A great guy won at the lottery. My turn will come eventually, and I know that eventually I will have to get a Mini Exo to have my collection just like I want it to be. The finish also of his knife is something that I like because it's something that you can carry. Of course, those to me are keepers, but I know that even if I carry them in the pocket, they won't wear. Why? Because Gerry uses his usual finish, you know, with the nice orange peel that is very durable. And I like this view that we have because you can tell that the hole has been chamfered and satin, and it brings a nice contrast with the orange peel. Look at that. We're gonna start, finish the video with that, some nice view in HD like that to appreciate the finish of his knives, like also the nice torching on the pivot that brings really nice color. I had the bad idea to put some product on this, and you have like this now quite even gold bronze anode, but usually when you don't put the product, this is what happens. Look at that. You have, with the grease, you know, of the hand, it started to be disgusting, sorry about that, but with the acid and stuff, the colors get to some purple, you know, and those are exactly the same finish, you know, it's exactly the same bronze, but look at that. And this is where I don't want to put any more, you know, EDC solution or whatever, because this is just fantastic. The coloring that you have with this anodization is just brilliant. I love it so much like that. And the contrast with the clip that is like bronze, even bronze, is just stunning for me. It was the same for the Mini Persian, and it will get to it. You know, I can tell that on the clip already. You see, you have some nice coloring appearing. The ergos on all of his knives are just, I don't know how he makes it, but you know, everything fits perfectly. Those are great users. Any one of them, even if this one looks like really small, look at that. I mean, I have a reach with the 4-finger, very nice jimping. This, I cut already a lot of paper in that. Look how beautiful those holes. The carbon fiber is just, I say that I don't like, you know, asymmetrical build. But basically, this is something that I still can appreciate, you know, but because you have a full presentation side of carbon fiber, and the other side can be a frame lock, I don't mind. But what I don't like is that to have here a dressy part and a frame lock on the other side. This is too asymmetrical for me, like, you know, like a scale of carbon fiber, a trimascus, whatever, and then you turn around and boom, it's a frame lock. This is too asymmetrical for me. But carbon fiber and frame lock, yeah, that's fine, especially with the holes here that let appear the writings there, Blade 2016, as you can tell. piece of carbon fiber. It's perfect. We are heading to the 15 minutes, and this is what I wanted to present you. My two main and favorite score of the show. I am more than happy with those, and I will leave it at that because we are heading to the 15 minutes and I have to stop it here. Bye bye, my friend.